Welcome to the show. The best around, it just depends if I'm in your town.
And what's the saying that they say normally?
Yeah.
You miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. I got a story for you guys today. Tell me if I'm crazy, right? I have so the names in this story have been changed to protect the innocent. So I have a friend that is a genius. When I say a creative genius, not as creative as me and not as genius as me, but he's close. So here's the thing. This person has come up with a concept for a thing. I'm not going to give it away. I'm not going to say what he's doing, but you'll follow me and you'll get it when I'm talking about it. So he came up with an idea for a thing, right, that he's very passionate about. It's a particular brand that he has developed some really gnarly creative over, that he is like, I created this for this. This that I made is specifically for this. There could be others that come along that are like it, but it is specifically for this. The tone, the feeling, and he's worked on it for a long, long time. Long time, right? Problem is this. He doesn't know how to get in contact with that particular brand. He doesn't. He just, well, no, let me take that back. He's scared to get in contact with that brand himself. So therefore, he chooses, to go through third parties that are attached to this brand to say like, hey, I have this cool thing. Could you pass this on for me? Right? And every time he tries to do that, that third party either says, well, what are you going to give me? Like, I'm just not going to walk you into, I'm a gatekeeper. I'm not going to just walk you inside the pearly gates and not expect anything from it. And two, that's the first thing they ask. And two, they always do it on their terms, right? So it's got to be done the way they want it done, which is generally not what he likes or what he wants. And it's become a problem. He's tried numerous times through various different parties, and it has failed. Numerous, 1, 2, 3, maybe 4, okay? It's not like a lot, not like 100. So anyway, so I'm talking to him today, as a matter of fact, and he just says, it doesn't seem like this is going to work, so I'm just going to give up. I said, what the, you know what comes after that? Like, what are you talking about? It's not, you've been doing this and working on this for months, perfecting it, starting over, doing this, going through this writer's block moment where you just didn't feel like you had the right storyline. Then you finally got it. And then all of a sudden the storyline flourished. You have this amazing thing that you created. And because 4 people that you entrusted to share, to take your vision to a brand, right, didn't come through, you're just going to give up. Like, I'm done. Like, this is what it's meant to be. I'm just done. What are you talking? Like, I don't understand why people give. It's almost like that. The minute he said that, I imagine that there's a meme out there where there are like 2 guys. It's like a horizontal photo where one guy's up top, another guy's at the bottom, and they both got pickaxe and they're digging, right? And one guy decides to quit right before the last hit, where he's going to hit this major diamond. And then the other guy, he's just going because he's not going to give up, right? And it just kind of shows you, like, don't give up too soon because somebody else can come behind you and boom, they just win, right? So I started thinking to myself, like, I saw that and I was like, why are you going to give up? And on top of that, like, bro, why haven't you invested in you, right? And I didn't understand that because that's just not something that I do. Like, if I spent some time on something for time over time, and I know that this is the right story and this is the right situation for this person, I'm going to get it to you. And I'm going to make sure that you see it, right? I'm just not going to take any and everybody else's word, right, without investing in myself. So I was really, really perplexed by that. And I'm not saying this to lecture. I'm not saying this for any other reason other than I'm trying to figure it out. Why would you quit? Regardless, if everything is stacked against you, why would you quit? Like, here's another example. This is actually going on in pop culture right now. And some of you may not necessarily follow this story, but you'll get it in context, right? So I live in a place where radio is really big, and there's a radio personality here that got a bum deal recently, right? He got into an altercation with his wife, and apparently his wife was a little, just didn't go, just wasn't, all 52 cars just weren't there. So she called him out and said that he abused her. Long story short, he didn't. The footage came out, and I could almost say 95 to 98% of people, if not 100% of people, basically said he didn't do that. But as it would be in today's world that we live in, he lost his job. Prominent figure in this market. He lost a job, whatever you want. He stepped away from his job, or he lost his job, whatever it was, because we know what the tone of corporations are. Black man, black woman, altercation. He works for a black station that their main demo are black women. They're not going to take a chance. They're a public company. It is what it is, right? So in the heat of everything that's going on, come to find out he's done nothing. Well, I wouldn't say he's done nothing wrong, but it's not what it is. It's not like in no way, shape, or form. And this guy had a clean record. He's gotten let go. Chances are no other company will probably touch him right now, because it's just I'm talking about TMZ and everybody else. This man's business is everywhere, right? Instagram and everybody has gotten a hold of him. Like, now the internet is undefeated. So what do you do? I started thinking to myself, like, he's an on-air personality. So he's on the radio. He's got a personality, right? He currently is kind of lost. Like, what just happened? Like, at one point I was on top of my game, and within a split second, I'd done my job gone, but my marriage is messed up. I got it. Like, everything's going on. What do you do? And I said to a friend, I said, that is the perfect time to strike when the iron's hot. I told him, I said, if I was that guy, I would have started a podcast today, not now, like right now. I'd be talking about the whole shit, because you know what? If I'm going to take advantage, like, if you're going to take advantage of me, as far as the internet has done, if I'm putting if I've got lemons, is what I'm trying to say, I'm going to make some lemonade, like some damn good lemonade, right? And you got to think to yourself, the way technology is today, like, this guy could jump on a podcast, and here's the game plan. I'd jump on a podcast, and you know what? I'd make it a relationship podcast. I don't give a shit what anybody's saying. It would be the most, whatever, male, whatever it is, I would just create friction at the end of the day. Whatever it is that I felt out there, I'd bring it into the world, and I would turn the negative into a positive, right? And here's another thing. They pretty much took every bit of footage, you know how it goes, that they have seen, and they have come up with, when I say they, I'm talking about the internet, I'm talking about social media. They've come up with every single meme that you could physically imagine. You know what I'd do? I'd hire somebody, like an intern or somebody. I'd say get screen grabs of every single meme you've seen. I'd make t-shirts. I mean, because there's some pretty good ones too. And if you can't laugh at yourself, especially in a situation that bro, I didn't do anything wrong, right? But you know what? I got to figure this out. And I got to turn it around. I guarantee you that job that you walked away from, which you probably got let go from, would probably be back on the phone wanting you to come back. Like, somehow or the other, you'd have to turn the tables. And somehow or the other, not only would you have to, the tables would turn, especially with that kind of timing. You can't always, when everything's down, sometimes that's when you strike. Because why? Because you have nothing to lose at that point. And that's what I told my buddy. You can't give up with that whole thing that you built for this specific brand. You've got nothing to lose. Everybody else has told you no, or they want something, so tell them to fuck off. And you go do it yourself. And that's the problem. That's the hard part. right? We don't believe in ourselves enough to say, you know what? I got it. You know what? I'm going to rock this. You know what? This shit is all me. And if you're not in that frame of mind, right? If you don't believe it, if you don't feel it, who the fuck's going to do it for you? It's your shit. You know what I mean? I tell people all the time, I've gotten to the point where I can't put my anything, when I say anything, I can't put my world in the hands of somebody else and take that as dogma. Right? You're not gonna create my reality. You're not gonna create what I do. Good, bad, or ugly, don't freaking matter. Let me do that for myself. Right? If the shit don't work out, then I know it's me. You know what I mean? But it's just like when I go to the doctor. Like lately, like as of late, and I think it's partially what happened during COVID. I just lost a lot of respect for a lot of the medical industry as a whole, on like the bullshit that you learn that truly goes on in medicine, right? Like who'd have thought that when you go to your doctor, who you think is like the guy who's supposed to look out for you, that really you've got 15 minutes of you've got 15 minutes of his time, and he's gonna look at you, he's gonna prescribe you something that's probably gonna make you, whatever, and make you come back to him because that's the game, and you're gonna leave that all to him, right? Versus you're with you the entire year, the entire since you've been on this earth, the entire after you leave this doctor's office, but you're going to take his word as Bible. You're going to take that third party's word as Bible on why your shit can't make it. Why the stuff that you created for this brand, that's made for this brand, that is, and I've heard, seen, and I've experienced what he did. Like, he couldn't be more true. Like, I don't have that kind of commitment to certain things that he has to this particular scenario. Like, he truly believes in his soul that once this brand connects with what he creates, that it will be boom, done. But what he doesn't believe is that he can bring it to them himself. He doesn't want to take the risk. And I don't know why. And I'm not trying to find out why. I'm just, like, I'm putting it out there. If you're that type of person, you should ask yourself, right? Like, what do you have to lose? Like, if you get with that particular person that's in charge of that brand, or whoever makes the decision from a business standpoint, and they say this is the worst shit I've ever seen in life, then at least you know that you gave it your all. Right? And even at that point, I still wouldn't give up. I'd still be like, you sure? Because this is how, you know what I mean? If you truly believe in it, you have to see it all the way through in order for you to make the shot, is what I believe. You can't half believe. And I think his half belief is up until the point when they receive it, right? It's not the entire journey, and you've got to see and feel the entire journey. I had an opportunity to pitched some business a long time ago for a very big company, right? And I didn't want to leave it in the hands of anyone else the way I wanted to deliver the message, because I firmly believed that my team and I, what we created, was the only answer, and that they needed to make this particular piece of their business successful. And I said to myself, I'm going to package this, and I am going to have this, and when I say third party, I don't mean third parties for, like, I hired a person to do a job. This wasn't a third party that was responsible for getting me this gig. What my buddy did was he's giving them access to his stuff and expecting them to get him access. That's not what I did. I basically created this piece. I bundled it in this huge, gigantic box crate, if you would. And I put it on an 18-wheeler and I sent it to where it needed to send to. And it was wrapped in this big, this big box with a whole bunch of chains and a big lock. And I said, only deliver to this person. I don't care what you do. And I we paid him handsomely to make sure that was his job, right? So he wasn't responsible for coercing. He was just responsible. Get this to this person now. I don't care what you do, right? And he did. And the way we presented it to that person, they had no other choice but to unlock and be amazed and call us and say, we got awarded the gig, right? And that's the cliff notes of it. The cliff notes. One day I'll tell you the entire story. But I say that to say, if you're going through it, don't be like this guy. Do not take the shots, right? He's standing over there watching other people take his shot, and he doesn't want to take his shot. And I think it will surprise him if he actually took a moment, believed in himself the entire way, right? Actually saw himself on the journey of, this is what I believed, this is what I delivered, and this is what came of it. You got to see it the whole way through. A lot of us just see the end. When I used to run marathons, all I would see is the finish line, right? But I wouldn't see anything else. And a lot of times, because part of me didn't believe that I could finish that 26. So there are times where I actually did races that it didn't end well, right? And that was partially because I'd already put myself on the losing end, right? And then there are times where I had amazing races and PR'd, certain times and, just kicked ass. Part of it was how much I actually believed and how much of the shot that I actually wanted to take, right? So I say that to say, if you're going through it or if you see something that you really want, no matter, what it is, and you see your path, whatever north that is, you got to go after it. And you got to go after it until you exhaust every single effort to make sure that everything pops off properly. You know what I'm saying? So as you sit there with these amazing ass ideas, not thinking that anybody else will want to see, hear, or use it, ask yourself, how many shots have I taken to make that come to fruition, right? I do it all the time. I'll give you a case in point. This podcast is a pet project of mine. And there are times where I don't want to do any of this because sometimes I feel like, are you listening? Are you not listening? And then there are times where I see nobody listen. There are times where I say, whoa, I got a whole bunch of people that listened. I'm taking shots. And once I take those shots, I focus in on the ones that hit. Right? And you know what? I blow off the stuff that doesn't. And that's another thing. You cannot get emotional about this stuff. I know it's hard. Right? Oh, nobody loves me. Oh, nobody gives a shit. Like, give them, just when the curtains go up, give them a show. Right? In this instance, for me, that's how I think. When the curtains go up, give them a show. As much as I don't want to do it, I'm going to take the shot. Because eventually, I'm going to get better at hitting those shots, one after the other after the other. We get so caught up in the end, or we get so caught up in the culture of, I want it now, and if it doesn't happen like this, I'm just going to quit, and that's where you end up losing. So I truly, truly hope that this helps somebody actually to get up and say, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to do this. I'm going to ignore all the noise and concentrate on the signal. Get like a laser. Get focused on it. You, nobody else, just you. And watch how things change. Do me a favor. Follow us on Ruck Talk. Check us out. Share, like, subscribe. Don't forget, I got this 8-week Fit as Ruck program. If you sign up on the website, rucktalk.com, it's absolutely free. Let's get out there. Let's get healthy. And don't forget, like Gretzky said, you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. So make sure you're taking some shots. See ya.